In this video for section 3.2, we're going to talk about two additional measures of variation. Now, when we calculated the range and the interquartile range, we did not use all of the data points in computing them. Two measures of variation that do use all of the values when you compute them are the variance and the standard deviation. These two are related in that the standard deviation is found by taking the square root of the variance. We have two symbols for standard deviation, just like we had for mean. The symbol sigma, the Greek letter sigma, is used for standard deviation of a population. And we use the letter S if we're finding standard deviation of a sample. Generally, if you're asked to calculate the standard deviation, you can assume that you're working with a sample and you will be calculating S. The symbols for variance are sigma squared if it's the variance of a population, and S squared if it's the variance of a sample. Now, unlike the mean, the formulas for calculating sigma and S are slightly different. The book goes into more detail about the formulas and how you can calculate them using the formulas. However, doing this by hand is quite tedious. It has a lot of steps to it, especially if the data set is large. So we're not going to worry about that in this class. We're just going to calculate standard deviation using Minitab. So we're going to look at example 312. An internal auditor for a business recorded the number of defects for 10 client accounts. The results are shown in the data table below. Calculate the sample variance and the sample standard deviation. So I'm going to open up Minitab where I have my data. So I've already typed in the numbers here. There were only 10 of them, so it didn't take too long. I'm going to go to Summary, Descriptive Statistics. We are in column 1, and I want to calculate standard deviation and variance. So I'm going to uncheck all the rest of the boxes. Click OK. And there are my values. Standard deviation, 2.4495, and the variance is 6.